All right, let's talk about the big one, the IB Math HL exam. You've probably heard the stories. It's a monster, right? But here's the thing, it's totally beatable. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you the full strategic map to get you all the way to the top, a perfect 7. All right, so let's just get this out of the way first. Take a look at this number, 7%. That's it. Just 7% of students in the entire world get that perfect 7 in Math HL. So yeah, this isn't just another tough class. Nailing a 7 puts you in some seriously exclusive company. So the big question is, how do you get into that group? Well, let me tell you. It's not about being some kind of math wizard from birth. Nope. It's about being smart, being disciplined, and most of all, being strategic. And that's what this is all about. This is your game plan. All right, first things first. You wouldn't play a sport without knowing the rules, right? Same thing here. You can't win this game if you don't know how you get points. So, understanding the scoring system. This isn't just boring background info. It is the foundation for your entire strategy. So let's break down where your grade actually comes from. You've got paper 1 and paper 2. Those are the two big ones, right? 30% each. That's a combined 60% of your final grade. But, and this is a big but, you absolutely cannot sleep on paper 3 and your internal assessment. You know, that big research project? Together, they're worth a massive 40%. What does that tell you? You can't just focus on the exams. Every single piece of this is a huge opportunity to rack up points. Okay, now this should be a huge weight off your shoulders. A perfect 7 does not mean you need a perfect 100% on the exam. No way. Just look at the May 2023 session. All you needed was somewhere around 69 to 70% to get that 7. Think about that. The takeaway here is massive. This isn't about being perfect. It's about strategically grabbing every point you can. So to get those points, you got to play some good defense. That means avoiding the simple, unforced errors and the absolute #1 killer, not showing your work. I'm serious. The examiner can't give you points for what's in your head. You got to get it on the page. Then there's poor time management, not knowing your calculator inside and out, and forgetting that questions in a section are often linked. These are the classic traps, and we're going to make sure you sidestep every single one. Okay, so you know the rules of the game. Now it's time to build your battle plan. Look, a top score doesn't come from cramming the night before. It's built piece by piece over time with a really smart schedule. So what does that schedule actually look like? Well, here it is. This is the winning formula. 90 minutes a night, just 4 days a week. Seriously, the data shows that students who stick to this see their grades go way up. And you know why it works? Because it's consistent, it's manageable, and it stops you from burning out, which is a total performance killer. This is your new normal. And how do you use that time? Well, the 6-month timeline is your roadmap. For the first couple of months, you're just mastering the foundations, the algebra. Then you move on and really focus on the big guns, like trigonometry and calculus. Month 5 is a deep dive into stats and probability. And then, that final month, that's when you hit advanced topics and, crucially, start doing full-on practice papers. It's all about building from the ground up. All right, you've got the plan. Now, it's all about execution. So let's get tactical. We're going to break down the exact strategies you need to squeeze every last point out of each and every paper. So let's look at the 3 papers, because they are very different beasts. Paper 1, 2 hours, no calculator. This is all about what you know, pure math concepts. Paper 2, also 2 hours, but you get your calculator. This one's about complex problem solving. Then you have paper 3, just 1 hour, calculator is a yes, and it's all about investigative, real-world stuff. You need a totally different approach for each one. Let's make this even simpler. Think about it like this. Paper 1 is a test of your brain, period. It's what you know. Paper 2, that's a test of your skill with a tool. It's about how well you can use that powerful calculator to solve problems. These are 2 completely different skill sets you need to train. So for paper 1, your mantra needs to be show everything. Seriously, every single step has to be on that page. Why? Because that's where all your partial credit is hiding. You have nothing but your brain to rely on here, so being clear, methodical, and showing your work step by step is absolutely everything. Now for paper 2, that calculator is your best friend. You have to be a master at finding intersection points, mins and maxes, solving equations with graphs. This stuff isn't optional, it's essential for getting through the paper quickly and accurately. And here's a huge pro tip for you. Always sketch the graph from your calculator screen.
Just writing down the final number from your calculator, that's probably not going to get you full marks.
And then there's paper 3. This one's different. You have to be a math detective. That 5 minutes of reading time at the start, that's your time to look for clues. Read the story of the problem. Pay super close attention to anything in bold. Those are basically giant flashing signs from the examiners telling you what to do. And if you get stuck on one part, don't panic. Move on. You can often solve the later parts without it. Don't let one tricky spot derail your whole investigation.
Okay, we've gone over the rules, we've got the tactics for each paper. Now we're at the most important part of all, turning that knowledge into real performance. It's time to learn how to practice like a top scorer.
And listen, practice doesn't just mean grinding through a million past papers. Smart practice follows a system, a 3-step system. First, you start slow. Untimed questions, focused on one topic at a time until you've really mastered it. Then you start turning up the heat with timed sections just like the real exam. And finally, when the test is getting close, you do full-on mock exams. It's how you build both your skill and your mental stamina. And when you do those mock exams, you need a plan. That first 5 minutes of reading time, it's absolute gold. Your job is to scan the entire paper and find the easy wins, the questions you know you can crush. Do those first. This is so important. It banks you easy points right away, and more than that, it builds your confidence. It gives you momentum that you can ride into the harder problems. And really, it all comes down to this. This quote just nails the whole philosophy of IB Math HL. Getting a 7 isn't about memorizing a giant formula booklet. It's about getting a deeper, almost instinctive feel for how the math works. It's about knowing why you're doing something, not just what to do. Honestly, that's the secret sauce. That's what separates a 6 from a 7.
So there you have it, the scoring system, the timeline, the tactics, the practice plan, the entire blueprint to get you that 7 is right here in front of you. So the only question left is, you've got the plan. What's your first step?